Good afternoon, folks. It's Freddy Vazquez. Real quick, coming on with a afternoon special. Nothing. Oh, wait, hold on. The whole truth. No, nothing but the truth. The whole truth. I don't even know. I'm here to discuss my lawsuit and some other things and give you the facts on it. Right? It's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Freddy wins.
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddy Vazquez.
My dad, Freddy Vazquez.
Let's get it
You're
poppin'.
watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddy Vazquez.
Let's get it poppin'.
Freddy wins. Fatality.
Good afternoon, folks. I'm Freddy Vazquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Happy Wednesday. Wacky Wednesday news. I want to talk about my lawsuit. Just give a little bit of update on that because it's politically related, because it's politically motivated, right? I'm being sued for $1 million. Yeah, $1 million because of this podcast right here, Basement Politics, Unfiltered, this little old podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Soon to be on Spotify, Apple, as well as other programs, RSS feeds and stuff. So I'm getting all that worked out so people can find me in different places. But I'm being sued for $1 million. No, honestly, I'm really being sued for $1 million because of this podcast, Basement Politics, for the things that I have said on the podcast. But I'm only being sued by one person. And this individual is a man by the name of Zahi Jeris, or Zahi, as his friends and relatives call him. Zahi Jeris is a political operative. He's very active in Yonkers politics. He's becoming even more active in county politics. He was once the chair of the Republican Party here in the city of Yonkers. Now he is a Democrat. I'm not sure if he's a registered Democrat, but I definitely know he is operating within the Yonkers Democratic Party. And he is one of the guys that controls a lot of the wards, which is important. And that's something that I hope to maybe discuss at some point in more detail, because understanding what ward leaders and district leaders are and what they do and what impact they have on elections is important. It's very important. And the more wards you control, the more likely of chances that you will win. You will win elections. You need ward leaders to go out there and get the district leaders to go out there and get people to sign petitions and then ultimately vote for the candidate that you are supporting, funding, such as a man like Zahi Jeris, who runs a company called Precision Strategies. He is a campaign manager of sorts. He does a lot of things, actually. And I've spoken about many of the things that he does. And as a result, it has got me into a lawsuit, $1 million lawsuit. Well, Zahi, if you can find $1 million tied to my name, you can have it right away. If you promise to give me 20%, let me know. Anyway, folks, this is a real legitimate lawsuit. So now today I was having to answer to some of the questions or provide some of the information, documents, and sources that I got my information from that I presented here on Basement Politics. But don't worry, folks. I don't want anyone who's been a source to be concerned at all, because I will let you know right here who my sources are right now on this podcast. I promise you to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. One of my sources, and I apologize if I am having to out you, but it is very important for me to list who my sources are. Otherwise, I will be in a big, I'll have a big problem here where I will now be owing this man $1 million. So I have to reveal my sources. One of the things that I have to answer to is my internet is that one of the things I said is the fact that Zahi Jeris has bribed. I think my internet is going out. Let me know if my internet is bribed and extorted, influenced elected officials to, change their votes, to introduce legislation or two, whatever it is that they're doing, right? I have mentioned that he has bribed them, possibly extorted them, and other means in order to get his way with certain elected officials. So one of my sources that I will be revealing now is the FBI. Zahi Jeris is known for extorting and bribing elected officials. He was charged and convicted of it. In 2012, a jury found Anabi and Jeris guilty on all 11 counts. After a 7-week trial before the U.S. Judge Colleen McMahon, as part of their corrupt scheme. Councilwoman Anabi accepted nearly $200,000 in secret payments from Jeris. Well, that is bribery. That is bribery. In exchange for taking officials' actions, including reversing her vote. Tasha Diaz reversed her vote. Tasha Diaz, the majority leader, councilwoman for District 3 who is running for re-election, changed her vote on the affordable housing ordinance. She kept it at 10% when they wanted to raise it to 20%. This would have provided more affordable housing units. She changed her vote. Her campaign manager, Zahi Jeris, his son Frank Jeris, Precision Strategies. He is behind the majority leader, Tasha Diaz, the same way he was behind the majority leader then, Sandy Anabi. It's all too familiar. And since I'm being sued for $1 million because I mentioned it and they want to know my sources, I thought I revealed them. The FBI. Your conviction is a source. Anabi was first elected to the Yonkers City Council in November 2001 to represent the 2nd District and was subsequently re-elected in 2003 and 2005. She served as the Democratic majority leader, same as Tasha Diaz currently. The council, during the latter part of her 3rd term, the Yonkers City Council's primary function is to consider and vote on the city's budget, zoning changes, and this is important. A lot of zoning laws are being changed now. People who are opposing developments like Woodworth Ave, I was there earlier, zoning changes and other legislation, such as introducing term extension legislation. City Council President is also supported by Mr. Zahi Jeris. Jeris served as chairman of the Yonkers Republican Party from the fall of 2003 to 2007 as the party chairman. His duties were to promote the Republican Party, which is in shambles now, and to advance the interests of the Republican elected officials and candidates. Jeris used his considerable influence and contacts to assist Anabi with all 3 of her successful campaigns. So that's the same with Tasha Diaz. No disrespect, but she can't formulate a proper sentence. How will she get elected on her own and re-elected? How would she become the majority leader? Right? So that's something you have to consider. So another thing that he is looking for is interesting. I just got an interesting text. Look, he also is in this thing asking for my source in regards to any extramarital affairs. But the reality is that I'm not going to give all the information on there. But one of the things is he said himself he was giving Sandy Anabi money and gifts, cash, and all that because he was in love with her at the time he was married. He wanted to have an affair with her. So the man admitted that he was in love with another woman, giving her cash, gifts, cars, helping her buy homes because he wanted her love. He wanted to be with her. That's committing an affair. Am I missing something here? Am I missing something here? Another thing he's asking for. Is my sources of documents on something I mentioned in regards to his connection and relationship with the building department, this Yonkers building department. He says that I mentioned a permit scheme that he's got going on there in the Yonkers building department. Do we really want to go there? But okay. I've met with Zahi Jarris. I've gone out with the guy several times. We've talked. We've had drinks. He tells me himself this. You told me this. You informed me of your relationship with the building department and what you can get done there. You told me you were going to call Sam. You had his number. You called him. You said, I'm going to see what's going on. How do you have that privilege? You're not an elected official. You don't work for the city of Yonkers. You're just a regular resident, technically. No one else can just call Sam and get such information from him unless you have a special, unique relationship. Those guys, Marked Realty? I talked to them once near Mulberry Street. Had a lot to say. In regards to illegal apartments, well, I mean, even though the buildings may be in Susan's name or Sada's name, they're still your buildings. Tenants have told me about the illegal apartments, and I believe there were tenants that were forced to relocate by the city of Yonkers to slow bombs from your basement apartment because it was illegal. So housing had to relocate tenants according to people in the know. But we'll look into the housing stuff. And those people, they're willing to be like, yeah, that's right. So, I mean, I don't know. What do you want to do? Still want to do this? Let's go golfing. Let's go golfing. And as far as harassment, your lawyers want that as well. You got your boy Maui coming to my house taking pictures. And then you have your Yonkers Voice and your Newswire friends posting this, posting my address. You got your fake pages. Your son is part of the Newswire. I have screenshots and other information that I'll present at such time. I mean, dude. So, I mean, what are we going to do here? What are we going to do here? You want to make your money. I want to make my money. I want to run my business without having your little minions harass me. You guys started this. Rue Rose told me. He's an idiot. And by the way, I was on Woodworth and someone says to me, you have a beef with Rue Rose. I don't have a beef with Rue Rose. The guy has attacked my family and then he's going around playing victim. He's private messaging people, saying things about me. A lot of people have told me this. I got a private message from Rue Rose. They're putting pictures of your house. I've had parents whose kids come to our daycare and our summer camp say something to Brian Harrod over the things that he's done and then reach out to us and say, this guy's doing this. And we already know we appreciate it. But they're not looking at us like we're crazy or whatever it is that Brian's saying. They're just calling us because they're concerned about him being the crazy one, doing things that put our family in danger. And who pays him? Why does he do this? The guy doesn't have a job. He's unemployed. He lives in public housing. He has 2 apartments. The Asian woman is your wife, Brian. Then why is she going in one apartment, then coming out and going into your apartment? I have it on video. So that's your wife, and you guys have 2 apartments at a Macy Mulford Corporation owned public housing when you got people on the street, but yet Brian Harrod, who doesn't work, does nothing but terrorize families on social media, gets to have 2 apartments for free? Not only did they rebuild Mulford Garden with almost 400 less units, the little that they do have now, they're giving 2 of them to Brian Harrod. And so why are they allowing Brian Harrod to have 2 apartments? One of them he uses as an office. He has filing cabinets. I've seen it. Computers set up so he can do this terrorizing on behalf of certain elected officials. So do you really want to go there, Zahi? Do you still want to do this? I mean, if you don't know by now, I don't stop. And I'll go all out. And I'll go places where most people may not. You know this. So what do you want to do? We can go through with it. I'm with it. We can subpoena things, and we will. We're just waiting. See what you got. We're going to present what we got with this stuff that you asked for. FBI being one of my sources. And we're going to find out what's going on with Brian Harrod. Why does he have 2 apartments? Anyone else would have gotten in trouble for welfare fraud. And I'm sure he'll attack me. He'll make a post about me today. That's what he does. But this is what I've gotten into because of my podcast. To bring you guys the truth, I got $1 million lawsuit. I'm being sued by Zahi Jarris. But I spoke about a lot of people. Well, not a lot, but a lot of public officials or elected or appointed. Yet the one person that has sued me is the convicted felon, 2-time convicted felon who's pled guilty to tax fraud, who's pled guilty to election fraud, who's pled guilty or was found guilty for extortion, bribery, causing, having a council person, a majority leader, change her vote, a la Tasha Diaz, who he manages. Do you think it's not happening again? Do you think Tasha Diaz changed her vote because she on her own decided that she should, because it was the best decision, or because she has a man that's known for corrupting majority leaders, specifically Democratic majority leaders, specifically who represent impoverished communities, largely Hispanic and Black, to change their votes in order to benefit wealthy, non-Hispanic and Black individuals? She continues to do it. You got to have common sense. And if you use it, you know what's going on here. And so I'm not sure what the goal is, but I wanted to do this podcast just to talk to you specifically, because I was hoping to maybe see you soon. But I don't think I'm going to be seeing you soon. And we didn't get a chance to talk, the day at the Castle Royale, because I was looking to come in there and simply have a conversation. But the other Puerto Rican in the room had to mess that up, right? Because that's what some Puerto Ricans do. Crabs in a bucket. Crabs in a bucket. That's right. Do it to ourselves. So I didn't get a chance to talk to you, but hopefully maybe you'll hear this and you'll think, maybe we should. Because it's really not affecting me financially, mentally, physically. I think it's funny, more so. But it is causing me to have to take time to do this today. I had to start working on putting this together, putting the links, remembering our conversations, the ones we had. Remember when we went to Long Island Bagel? Remember when you bought me a bagel? Thank you. I appreciate that. You're so kind. Thank you. All right? It was just me and you. All right? You said you were on a diet, but you were still eating that bagel. Hey. No, Alberto has not set up the fight because Alberto is talking a lot of trash. That's what he does. He's a trash talker. Trash talker. And what made it look worse for him is that he got serious with me in front of the mayor. That he challenged me to a real fight in front of the mayor while he's speaking. So now the 2 Puerto Ricans in the room look crazy. Thank you, Alberto. I hope they never let you back into Puerto Rico again, making us look crazy out here. What's wrong with you? Need to be represented, your CSCA members. They're looking for you, and they're wondering why you haven't done anything. And stop giving them that crap about that you're waiting to get a better contract. That's nonsense. Nonsense. Your negotiating skills suck, by the way, because the last time you got jerked, the offer they gave you was better than the one you ended up taking. Pendejo. But I'm still with it, Alberto. Let me know if you want to do the charity boxing match, because I'm sure people would watch, because I'm sure there's a lot of people that would love to see you knock me the hell out. But I'm sure there's a lot of people that would love to see me knock you the hell out. But you haven't accepted the challenge. Alberto Vazquez, CSEA El Presidente, who flew in on a helicopter after he won his election, and he was screaming, "The president is here. The president is here." This is a true story. It really went to his head, didn't it? I think he even paid some of his friends to be Secret Service for the day. Anyway, folks, I'm Freddy Vazquez. I'm going to get up out of here. I just wanted to talk to my main man, Z. Mr. ABC. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Do you want to do this, dude? And by the way, I heard you were not too far from me yesterday. I just missed you. Just missed you. You got a permit for that demo? I just missed you, didn't I? Almost was there. And I would have just came up to talk to you and said, listen, you want to still do this? All right. And my attorney got other things to work on, right? Because I already had him doing other things. Now he's got to focus on this, which is bothering me because they want this in 20 days. I'm suing people for money who owe me money for business stuff, right? And now he's got to take the time out to stop collecting my money to deal with this nonsense. So that's really what the issue is. I want him to collect my money. I don't want this nonsense, all right? It's not costing me money, but it's not making me money. You see what I'm saying? And you've already cost me money. So I need to start making money. You understand? You get that? Get my drift? Because I want to continue to walk around with a knot in my pocket like you. So what do you say? Maybe I'll come out to the BBQ. Am I invited? Send a message. Send a kite. Send a kite and let me know if I'm invited. And I come in peace, unless Alberto has an issue, in which case we could take it to the 18th hole. You let me know. We know the same people. You could reach me. So what do you want to do? Because I prefer my attorney to work on gathering the $100,000 and some $1,000 that clients owe me. We are in a recession. We are in hard times. Rather than focus on this. But either way, we'll do it however you want to do it. Just know you're not going to get what you're thinking that you're going to get. It's not going to happen, Catelyn. It's not going to happen. I'm just different. I am. It doesn't scare me. I'm not hezzy. No diss to the Yonkers Tribune, but I'm not hezzy. I got plenty of energy. Still a young buck. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you, dude. Come on. It won't hurt your pride. I promise you. I'll say, look, we both came to the agreement because we think it's best for both of us. Okay? I'll put out a public release. All right? What do you say, guy? Because again, my attorney got other shit to work on. And I got other things to focus on. Okay? Not giving links to the FBI where you were convicted, not sharing articles where you pled guilty to election fraud and all that other nonsense, and not telling who told me about it. You know who. Okay? You know who told me. Come on. Don't make me do that. Don't make me do that. Anyway, folks, if you're listening and paying attention to my message to my friend, have a beautiful and blessed day. It's fun. I told you it was fun. This is amusing to me. What are they gonna be? What is it gonna be? You're not going to get what you're looking for. Does it, I'm not going to give you any of my sources because they really don't pertain to you, Zahi. None of my real sources have given me information about you. Not the sources that you want me to give up. So, what's it going to be?
Freddy wins. Fatality.
That's right, folks. I'm Freddy Vazquez. This is Basement Politics Unfiltered. And in regards to the petition, they are located at the Yonkers City Clerk's office. You can get a copy of them to review yourself. From what I hear, there's a lot of different issues why they did not comply with the requirements of the law. One of the primary issues being that a lot of the people who signed were not registered voters or voters in Yonkers. So if you feel that it was the Yonkers City Clerk or someone in that office that did something here, why don't you get a copy of it, go through it, identify where they did do that, and send it over to me, and I will gladly discuss. And we will put Mr. Vincent Spano on blast. How about that? Hey, ¿qué vamos a hacer? ¿Qué vamos a hacer? Out of this, man.
Freddy wins. Fatality.
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddy Vazquez.
You're watching Basement Politics with my dad, Freddy Vazquez.
Freddy wins. Fatality.
Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping. Let's get it popping.
Are we? Let's make it happen, guys. Make me happy today. That's a lot of stars. Are we? Let's make it happen, guys. Make me happy today. That's a lot of stars. So that my competition, the guy who always talks about me.
Freddy wins. Fatality.